Hi everyone, welcome to my class. I hope you're good and healthy in God's protection. So, we will start our lesson today about pragmatism and education. But before we start, I have an illustration. Two thirsty little kids. They take drinking water in a water heater or dispenser. One child fetches water in the blue faucet, and one child fetches water in a red faucet. One child he already know which is hot water and which is cold water because he has experienced hot water exure from the dispenser. While the one child, he does not know anything. The important thing is to taste the water. He suffered or want his mouth to that hot water. So, I think experience is a very valuable, right? So, what do you think about pragmatism? What is pragmatism? You know? Anyone else? Okay. Pragmatism in the Greek language is derived from the word pragma. Pragma, which means action or deed. The backgrounds of pragmatism can be found in the work of figures such as Francis Bacon, John Locke, Charles Price, William James, and John Dewey. Pragmatism is a modern philosophy that developed that idea that what is a true everything that proves itself to be true through experience. Knowing comes from experience and the truth is based on experience. It is an introduction to our material. So, now I will form several groups for you to discuss. And after you discuss, at the end of this class, I will summarize all the material. Okay? The questions you will discuss are the first, the pragmatism of American philosophy, according to William James and John Dewey. Second, the relations of pragmatism and education. About pragmatism as a philosophy of education, aim of education, method, curriculum, and the last role of the teacher. Do you understand the question? If not, please discussion. Your discuss is finished. Okay, time is over. Thank you for your participation in this question. So next, I will summarize our material today. Okay. Pragmatism mainly developed in United States. Although at the beginning of its development, it is also involved to Britain, France, and Germany. William James is the one who introduced the ideals of the genre of the word. William James is often liked known is the psychology. Another notable early philosopher and pragmatist was John Dewey. Insight from beginning of philosophy, Dewey is also known as the social critical and thinking in education. Pragmatism examines traditional ways of thinking and doing, and where possible, seek incorporate them into everyday life. But it's also support creating new idea to deal with the change the world and with the people life. The impact of pragmatism in American education has been considerable. Many schools have implemented elements of pragmatism idea in one way or another, but this influence is not always connected consequently with the philosophy. One reason is the pragmatism is not most influential period. Often was individuated with the radical social reform, particularly progressive education. However, stresses in the importance of the seeing the child in relation to the variety of experience concentrate in the environment, not just school experience. Pragmatism believes the children must be understood in the term of the mental, physical, and emotional development, and also in light of the other social and cultural factors in influence and shape their lives. So, pragmatism maintains the education should be nature and relative to the development of the human and complex kind of animals. They have a long component school. Their children have most about there upon the stimulating information, bring the natural element into education. According to Louis Manhattan, the pragmatists were connected by one central thing, an idea about ideals. The ideals are not all to be discovered as a Pluto claim, but are tools like hammer and microchip that people devise to cope with the world. So, ideas are not solely individual creation, but generated by social group. In other words, ideas are internally dependent upon human beings and the environment. According to William James, James says, practical consequence of ideas, an important part of the theory of the truth. For James, truth is not absolute and immutable, but is made in the actual, real life and events. Truth does not belong to an ideal as a property enduring to, for it is found in action on ideas, in the consequence of ideals. As James liked to say, the proof in the pudding that is before one can tell the pudding. in this any good is any good, true, right? One has to test. Moreover, truth is not always objective or variable or universal, right? It also is found in connect individual experience that in inadequate or truth. For James, there is the unplugged reality of individual experience. In the life of an individual, experience accord that have meaning and truth that have individual, but they cannot necessarily be carried objectively to someone else. For James, the primary datum is human experience. Dewey has born in 1859, the same years the Darwin's The Original of Species was published, and Darwin too was to play an important part is the philosophy because the cosmology of development was central to his belief. Like James, Dewey believed that no immutable, absolute, or universal exists, and his primary datum was experience. Like Paris, he sought to clarify idea and term of the consequences in human experience. For Daniel, experience is not just an insulate happenstance. It is deep and reaches unto nature. Experience and nature are not two different things separate from each other. Rather, experience itself is of nature. Experience could, in reflective sense, be divided into the experiences being and unexperienced things, but in the primary sense of the word, experience is of nature. According to Dewey, experience is of in nature. Nature consists of the stones, plants, disease, social conditional, enjoyment, and sufferings. In short, one cannot separate experience and nature. Nature is one experience, and one must view this experience in terms of this natural conditional. Be curious and stable. Pragmatic and determined, that is some things change rapidly and make life precarious. Wherever other things change slowly and provide a sense of the stability. Some experience are stable, where other influence conclusions. For the example, natural change in plant and animal species takes place over long stretches of time, and if autumn takes cultural for the physical control of elements to change. However, some form of life, such as critical change of bacteria, are capable and fairly rapid evolution, and liveness can be already rapidly by volcanic action. Nature, therefore, have certain pragmatically that are fairly stable and another that fluctuate, and the same can be said for the human dares with the new considerate by a part of nature. Okay, class, so far you understand about American pragmatism according to William James and Dewey. I think you understand, right? So I will next our presentation. The purpose of education pragmatism is to provide an experience for the discovery of new things in social and personal life. According to the Dale, three aims. The first should grow of existing conditions. Second should be tentative, at least in the beginning, and maintain flexibility, and propose most importantly of all. The third must always be direct toward and the framing of activity and diffuse. Okay, next. The method in education pragmatism is an active method. So there is learning by doing as well as problem solving method and in the practice. This is the method request teacher who have the opportunity, friendly, creative, community, concludes, ready to stand and cooperate, and the last, and the seriously to learn best. Okay, next, how about curriculum? The Pragmatism's curriculum contain a profound experience that can be changed. Teachers adjust the teaching material according to the child interest and needs. Okay, how about her role of teacher? The role of teacher in the education pragmatism is the first as a guide and a source of knowledge for the student. The second, supervision and guide the learning experience of student without disrupting their interests and needs. The third, to build the right learning atmosphere. Okay, the conclusions. I have three conclusions. You can hear. The first, pragmatism is a philosophy that encourages us to seek out the process and to do things that work the best to help us, which is desirable ends. Second, pragmatism is a modern philosophy that develops the idea that what is true is everything, that proposes itself to be true experience. Knowledge comes from experience and the true is based on experience. The third, student can be critical and philosophy in the light of the Bible and Adventist philosophy of education. Okay, and the last presentation we can open the Bible. Follow the Bible, Luke chapter 2, verse 52. And Jesus increased in wisdom and treasure and in favor with God and man. The life and experience of Jesus Christ will make us grow and experience a better life, loved by God and humans. That is the basic for understanding understanding pragmatism in education. According to the purpose of educational advantage is to be like Jesus Christ. Thank you. I will give you an assessment to make an essay on how pragmatism is useful in daily life based of learning that has been learned and certainly in accordance with the principle of advanced education. You can give me tomorrow or whatever you want. Yes, this is an assignment for you. Okay, class, thank you for your attention today and see you next class. God bless you all.